Okay, good night, everybody. Welcome to another episode of our class meeting. We're going to be looking tonight at Unit 10, Food and Energy Chain. All right, please remember the rules. Make sure that your cameras are off. Make sure that you're using earphones. Make sure that your background is nice and quiet. So I'm going to ask Talia. Talia, could you read the first two bullet points for me on page 70?
Food and energy chain. Animals and
Hold on,
plants
Talia.
need
Stop.
energy for
Talia, just hold a minute.
Let's start the dance.
If you guys are listening, you can hear somebody's background nice and clean. Lots of noise in the background. And it's coming through on the stream, and everybody's going to be hearing that. So please, if your background is noisy, just mute your device so that we won't hear it any at all. You will be able to hear us, but we won't be able to hear you. So if you're not asked to read, put your device on mute, please. Okay. That's sounding much better now. Talia, go ahead with those two bullet points for me, please.
animals and plants need energy for all their activities. When animals eat plants, this energy passes on to the animals. There are some animals that do not eat plants, but they feed on other animals that have eaten plants. In this way, animals obtain their directly or indirectly from plants. Animals that eat plants are called herbivores. For example, cows. Animals that eat the flesh of other animals are called carnivores or meat eaters. For example, tigers and lions. Animals which feed on both plants and animals are called omnivores. For example, bears and humans.
All right, thank you. Demoya, could you read the next two bullet points for me? Demoya, you
Plants,
here? Go ahead.
plants use energy from the sun to make their food by a process known as photosynthesis. Photosynthesis means putting together by light. In the food making process, energy from the sun is combined with carbon dioxide and water in the presence of chlorophyll to form a simple sugar called glucose. Oxygen is given off as a waste product.
All right, thank
Oxygen
you.
is given off as a waste product.
All right, thank you. And that waste product that is given off, who needs that waste product?
Humans.
Humans and other animals need that particular waste product. All right. So what they have as waste is what we actually need in order to stay alive. Okay.
We
So
have
that's
as we need.
exactly. So we have that relationship with them where we and in science it's called a symbiotic relationship, meaning that we give them something and in return they give us something that we need.
So
All
that's
right,
in
say that again, Shanice.
so it's interdependent or something like that.
Yes, but there's also another. Yes, they can be described like that here at the grade 6 level, but I'm telling you something that is beyond the grade 6. Beyond grade 6, they call it symbiosis. All right. Oh, right, where they depend on each other. Okay. All right. So let's move on now. Let me read a section here. It says plants are called producers because they use energy from the sun to make their own food. So the producers get their energy from the sun. All right. Animals cannot make their own food. They either eat plants or other animals, and they are called consumers. They are called?
Consumer.
All right. Now let us go to food chains. So Talia, we'll go back to you. Could you read the first bullet point there for me?
Food chain. The living things in a community are linked together with their food. For example, a cow, a man, and a plant are linked because the cow eats plant and man eats cow. Each organism in this relationship is like a link in a chain. These links are called food chain. A food chain is a series of living things work together because each one helps food chains have the same pattern. Food chains are in soil, on land, and in water.
All right, stop right there for me. So we notice that, as it was said, all of them are linked together, just like the links in a chain. So the grass is linked to the sun, the cow is linked to the grass, and the man is linked to the cow. So all of them are connected. So just let us just imagine that there is no sun. What then happens to man?
So everything would eventually die.
So everything would eventually die, because is it going to happen immediately?
No,
Food chain.
No, it wouldn't happen immediately. But after a while, the grass would die, the cows would die, and eventually man would die. All right. So, Demoya, could you go to the next bullet point for me? Most food chains. No, we did that one already. Several. Go ahead.
several food chains can be linked together to form a food web. For example, in a natural habitat, a mango tree can provide food for many different animals, including man. Note: a food chain always begins with a plant. The animal next to the plant is always a herbivore, and the animal next to the herbivore is either a carnivore or an omnivore. Arrows in the food chain show the direction in which the energy is flowing.
All right, very good. So, what do the arrows do?
Show the direction in which the energy is
Direction in which the energy is flowing.
All right. Let's go now to page 73. Look at this unit review exercise that's there. This one is pretty easy. It says use the information to answer questions 1 to 4. So we have some words here, and we're going to use those to help us complete the first section. Darian, could you go through this part for me, please? What are the words in that box?
Mongoose, bird, caterpillar, green leaf.
Okay, so read number 1 for me, please.
Which is the producer and why?
Who's going to take that question? Anybody wants to take that one?
Can I answer?
Sure, go ahead.
Sir, because it uses energy from the sun to make its own food.
Okay, so the green leaf is the what? The producer, because it does what? It gets its energy from the sun. All right. All right. How many consumers are there, Darian? I'm not hearing Darian.
Three, sir.
Your mic sound really like you're really far away from it.
Sir, there are three consumers.
Okay, could you tell me the 3 consumers?
Bird, caterpillar, and mongoose.
Okay, very good. All right, Darian, which animal eats the producer?
Sir, the animal that eats the producer is the caterpillar.
Okay. What does the bird eat?
The bird.
Where are food chains found?
Food chains are found in the sir, so I can't really understand answer
Okay.
that question.
All right, so let's go. let's no, hold on. We're gonna send him back to the answer. So let's go back now to, you see where it says note on page 72. Look at the bottom. You see note? Look at the bullet point above that and then the one above that, or the bullet point just underneath the sun. Read that out loud for us, Darian.
Most food chains have the same pattern. Food chains are found in soil, on land, and in water.
Okay, so let's go with the question again. Where are food chains found, Darian?
Food chains are found in soil, on land, and in water.
Full stop. Excellent. Please note, whenever you're giving your responses, practice to give your responses in complete sentences, just like Darian did, right? Because it helps you to make a complete response. When your responses are, oh, soil, land, air, not good enough. We want you to be able to express yourself in complete sentences. All right.
Yes, sir.
Let's go now to the next section, which says use arrows to link the food chains below in the correct order. What does this mean? This means that we're going to get some things. They're not going to be in the correct order, and we need to put them in the correct order. So for number 6, I'm going to ask Miss Taylor. Taylor,
Yes, sir.
what are the items in number 6?
Fox, rabbit, plant.
Okay, let's see if we get this. Does this make sense as it is? The fox is the producer, the sun eats the fox, the rabbit eats the sun, and then the plant eats the rabbit.
No, sir.
That no sound right at all. All right, so come now, Miss Taylor, put them in the correct order for me then.
Sir, son, plant, rabbit, fox.
Excellent. Let's see who else is here. Sharnice,
Yes, sir.
number 7. I'm not hearing you. Go again. Your mic, you're so far from your microphone. So much better now.
Fish, man.
Okay, so you're saying that man eats the fish
Yes, sir.
and the fish eats seaweed
Yes, sir.
and the seaweed eats the sun.
Sir, no, it gets the energy
Oh, okay. Just checking. Just checking.
Sir,
All right.
and heat.
I didn't hear that. Go again.
Sir, it takes in the sun's heat energy, sir, and makes its own food.
All right. Excellent. All right. So let's go now to number 8. Let me see. Is Akeem? Akeem, are you here?
No, sir, no comment.
Not hearing him at all.
Answer question.
Where's Rajay? Not hearing him. What about TC? TC?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Bright. Nice and bright. What number 8? Answer. What does the arrow in the food chain show?
Like the other animal eat that other animal are.
I'm going to help him now by pointing him to the answer. You see the last 2 lines on page 72?
Sir,
Read the last sentence on page 72.
sir, remember I don't have my book.
Okay.
Some can answer a question, team.
Who is willing to answer there?
Me,
Sir, miss.
Me who? I don't get the name.
Abigail.
Okay, Abigail. I haven't heard from Abigail. Go ahead, Abigail, and answer that question for me.
Sir, the arrow in the food chain show the direction in which the energy is flowing.
Excellent response. So TC, you get that? TC,
Yes, sir.
got that?
Sir, I was talking to my mother, sir. So I
All
didn't.
right. So, all right, pay attention now. Abigail, please do that for me again.
The arrow in the food chain shows the direction in which the energy is flowing.
All right. So let's check again. TC, you got that one?
Yes, sir.
So what, TC, you tell me now what the arrow show.
It shows the direction on which the food chain is going.
I don't want that part of it at all. The direction in which what is flowing. Come, Abigail, tell him, Abigail. The direction in what? In which what is flowing?
Energy.
Energy. Got that, TC?
Yes,
So
sir.
it shows the direction in which energy flows. So look at it now. So here we have, as was said in the last one, sun, seaweed, fish, man. Look at this. Man does not give the fish energy. The fish does not give the seaweed energy. And the seaweed does not give the sun energy. Energy starts where? With the what? Sun. And the sun's energy is used by the producer. In this case, the what? The seaweed. And the fish gets its energy from the food it consumes, which is the seaweed. And man can get its energy from the what? From the fish, which it would eat. Understood, sir?
Yes.
All right. Let's see now.
So I got my fence book now.
Okay, very good. Because I was going to tell you that tomorrow, make sure that you try to find it if it's at school. All right, fill in the missing organisms in each of the following chain. All right, so we can all come up with one. I'll start with Shernese. Shernese, number 9. Grass, then something, then man.
Goat.
Okay, so goat we can put there. Man eat goat, not true?
Yes.
All right, very good. Let's take Talia. Tree, insect, and then something. Not hearing Talia.
Sir.
Frog. Okay.
Bird.
Frog or bird. Any one of those would work. All right. So Darian, take 11A. Read it for me.
The following is a food chain that ends up with man. Explain how plants provide food for the bee and how the bee provides.
Boy, this food chain would suggest that the plant, then the bee, then man. I didn't know that we eat bees.
Sir.
So a plate, somebody.
Sir, can I explain?
So I'm going to go into a restaurant, you see, and I'm going to ask for one plate full of bees. All right, go ahead, Darian. Explain.
The bees, the plants give the bees pollen, and the bees give men honey.
Okay. All right. So just to clarify, we're not really eating the bee. We're taking the honey that is produced by the bee, and that's what we can get from them. The second section says, explain how plants provide food for the bee and how the bee provides food for man. We did that already. All right, fine.
Also gives it nectar.
Yes. All right, so that's accepted. It says, explain the relationship between a food chain and a food web.
Sir.
That's your niece. Go ahead.
Food web is when food chains link together, while a food chain is a series of living chains.
Well, the food chain is a series of what? No, I'm not hearing you so clear. I wanted the last part. You told me that a food web will be many chains linked together. But the food chain now, tell me what the food chain is.
A food chain is a series of living things.
All right. No problem. We can take that. So let's turn over now to page 74. Yes. The instruction says complete the sentences by choosing a word from the given list to fill in the blank spaces provided. So we're gonna fill those in. Demoya, could you do the words for me, please, for that section?
Okay, sir. Herbivores, oxygen, carnivore, sugar, consumer, plant, producer, omnivore, photosynthesis, food chain.
All right. So still with you, Demoya. Another name for the plant eater is.
Herbivore, sir.
All right. So let's just pencil that in for now. Herbivore. A flesh eater is called a.
Carnivore, sir.
Carnivore will work. A plant and meat eater is called
Omnivore.
omnivore. All right. Give me an example of an omnivore.
Sir, humans.
And which one? Give me one more.
Um, sir, bear.
Bears, very good. Because they will eat berries, but they will also eat fish. And if you leave yourself careless, he'll eat you too.
Yes, sir.
All right, very good. The first food in the food chain is.
The producer.
All right. So the producer. That's good. Yes, man. So the plant, not the producer. All right. All right. So let's go. Let me see. One group in the food chain that feeds on another group.
Sir, the consumer.
Okay, so consumer works there. All right. Feeding linkages or relationships between animals and plants is called
Food chain.
food chain. All right, that shows how they're linked together. Who is eating who? Man full of who for belly. Ready now? 19. The food making process carried out by green plants in sunlight is
Photosynthesis.
photosynthesis. What photosynthesis mean again? That
Green
nice, wonderful word.
plants making their own food in sunlight.
Okay, they're using sunlight and they're making their own food.
Put into
Okay, so the definition we had in the notes we read just now was what? Putting together by means of light. Okay?
Yes.
So the main link in the food chain is the
Plant.
main link.
Cancer.
Mm.
We use produce already.
All right, put a question mark here. So let's finish out and see which one would be left. The waste product given off in the food making process is. So we know that that is oxygen. All right. Fill in the blank spaces using consumer or producer. All right. Plant would be the what?
Producer.
All right, producer. Animal would be what? Consumer and animal consumer. Let's go back. The main link, number 20. What's the main link?
It could be producer now, sir.
Yes, let's use producer here and use plant at 16.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, that looks like that for tonight. We have completed what? The first how many units? The first 10 units. We started last week Sunday, right?
Yes, sir.
We finished these 10 units. So now you should be able to turn to the back of the book. Hello? Turn around. Turn to the back of this book now. And you're going to go to, yes. You're going to go now through the different tests that are there. And you should be able to answer all of these questions here. With
Are we going to do them online?
I want to move on to another subject, so I won't be doing those online, okay? But
Okay, so you can do social studies, the grade 4 part.
all right, that's a
So it's
suggestion. We look into it. I wanted to do some language arts, but for now, let us just use about 5 minutes and try to look at some of the areas in test one. I think we have gone 25 minutes there about now. So let's just round it out with another 5 minutes. Let's look at page 140. We're looking at test 1 from our science workbook. Number 1. Which part of the cane do we usually eat? Stem. All right. For the plant to make its own food, which of these list of things is needed? Tell me which one.
Air,
Air, water, and light. Number 3. What is the name of the part labeled N?
stigma.
Sticky, stigma. Okay. So that's a stigma. And remember that the stigma is sticky. All right. Number 4. In which labeled part are the seeds formed?
M.
M. In M. Okay. All right. Number 5. An object is placed in a tightly closed box. A student is asked to identify it by shaking. Which one of his senses could be used to identify the object? Hearing. Number 6. Minute objects. Hold on. Let's jump to language arts. This word minute has the same spelling as what? Minute. How would I know which one of those to use?
So based on the context it is used in.
Excellent. So we're not talking about 60 seconds of objects. We're talking about what? The smallness or the largeness of the objects in this context. So minute objects are difficult to examine with the naked eye. Maybe, and they may be viewed with a what?
Microscope.
Microscope. What do we use periscopes to do?
To see
We can see around corners. Telescopes to see
outer space.
distant objects. And a pair of tested glasses to do what?
Read.
To correct vision problems such as short-sightedness or far-sightedness. Okay, number 7. What instrument is used to determine how hot the day is? Thermometer. Monroe College uses energy from a windmill to generate electricity. Which of the following instruments would the operators most likely use?
Wind
vane, telling the direction from which the wind is blowing. That's one that's there. All right, number 9. The table shows how George grouped some machines he has at home. Which machine was placed in the incorrect group? Wheelbarrow. The wheelbarrow is a what type of machine? Simple machine, but the bicycle and the what? And the car, those are what? Complex. So let's go now. What is the difference between the simple and the complex? Shernese, let me hear from Shernese. No, so it might not sound good at all, man. We're not here. Sorry. Go again now. Just barely hearing her. So I'm hearing that the simple machine has what? Few or no moving parts. So the opposite would make the machine complex. So a complex machine would therefore then have what? Yes. So they would have several simple machines put together. All right.
Yes,
all right.
sir.
So number 10. Which of the following joints allow for circular movement?
Ball and socket.
Joint.
All right. highly doubt that this is coming on the test anymore because we don't do muscular and skeletal system anymore. But this book was written when we used to do those things on the exam. But regardless of whatever, this is still good information to know. All right.
Yes, sir.
And you're gonna meet those questions on past paper. So might as well you know them so that if you meet on them, you can get those as well. The movement, number 11, the movement of the bones is controlled by the what system?
Muscle.
The muscular system. The skeletal system is the system of bones that support the body, while the muscular system is a system of muscles that enable movement in the body. Okay. All right. So what is the difference now? Using this as the basis for my next question to you. What is the difference between movement and locomotion?
Um, I don't know, sir. I
Don't know.
I
All right.
don't remember.
Don't.
It can go in all directions.
I'm not hearing it so clearly. All right. Let me give you the example that I like to use. A plant can move, but a plant does not engage in locomotion. We have never seen the plant lift up, put out in 2 foot, and lift up the pot and walk over there and say the sun is over there. So plants have movement. You remember we spoke about this in our GSAT marathon? We have phototropism. So the plant will do what? Will move itself to the direction of the sun so that it can get what? Food. So if you put a plant in a room and there's a window through which light shines in, the plant will what? Grow towards the sunlight. Okay, so that is the movement we are talking about, right? But we don't see plants engaging in locomotion where they physically move from one place to the next on their own. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's go now. Number 12. A motor car moves and consumes fuel. It is not considered a living organism because it cannot.
fire and reproduce.
Okay.
No, sir. Grow and reproduce.
All right. So does it respire?
I don't think so.
Somebody is making a grating sound on the phone. The car respires, man. What does respiration mean? Okay, does a car need to breathe?
No, sir, because it doesn't have any lungs.
No, man, the car breathes, man. Have you ever
From the furniture and
hold on. Let's all stop. Somebody's background is noisy. All right, much better now. Have you ever heard your parents, your brother, your uncle, the mechanic down the road say that they have to change the air filter?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The air filter helps to strain or to make the air going into the car engine clean. The same way the little hair in your nostrils help to do what? To eliminate what? Dust from going down into your lungs. Or I don't know if that has ever happened to anybody. You're walking outside and a mosquito fly into your nose. It is a little, yes, man. It would be the little hairs that are inside your nose that would prevent him from going all the way down into your lungs. So that kind of acts, yes, that will act in a similar way to the air filter that is inside of the car. So it will trap the what? Trap the dust and other large particles from getting into the car. The same thing happens with your what? The hair inside of your nose, in your nostrils, right? Have you ever seen like your grandfather or any of those older men and they have hair growing outside of their nose?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
sir, like mine.
All right. So we now understand that. So the car also needs to respire in a sense. It needs air in order to work. Okay. That's why cars don't drive underwater. Okay. All right.
Sir.
Next one. So let's go to feed. Every morning when the taxi man is going to and from Maypen, at some point he stops to give the car food. I was talking about stop to give the car food. Yes. He gives the car what? Gas. So the car needs to feed and the car needs to breathe. But is the car a living thing?
No, sir.
Okay. Listen, I would like if my car made another little baby car and I could get that new one. Right? But that does not happen. Cars do not what? They do not reproduce. And we don't see cars growing. I don't buy a little baby car and then 2 years after that the car gets bigger. No, that doesn't happen. So the answer I'm looking for is what? Option what? Option C. Cars do not reproduce and cars do not grow. All right. Number 13. Which of the following describes the main function of the heart? Pumping of blood. Okay. Number 14. When the amplifier of a sound system is turned to its maximum volume, what is likely to happen to a person who is close by it? It can
Damage the
all right, so we can damage the eardrum. All right. Number 15. Barometer is to ear pressure as decibel is to I'm not hearing. To
Intensity.
yeah, somebody ball out sound, but sound is not even in the list of options. Is to intensity. So the barometer measures ear pressure and decibels would measure the intensity of sound. All right, let's go now. So we're turning to 142. Which of the following places is most suitable for hearing an echo?
A large empty classroom.
Large empty classroom. Is there any other place that I have mentioned to you where we can hear an echo?
Sir.
When you add
And not tell you, I want to hear, but you sound far.
I think you said like when we're at Blue Mountains.
Okay. So if we're in a valley and we have mountains around us, sometimes we can hear the echo. You guys remember the man saying "Who that?"
Yes.
What did the man say?
Who that?
And he heard the echo saying what?
Who that?
Very good. What did he say again?
Who that? Who that?
So he was hearing himself. All right. So again, number 16, a large empty room. Number 17, objects that shine in the same way as stars are said to be luminous. They create their own
Light.
An object having an appearance so resembling something else as to deceive the eye is optical illusion. John did the following experiment. He placed 3 pieces of cardboard in a straight line with holes in the same position in front of a lighted candle. Use that information to answer questions 19 and 20. 19. When he looked through the holes, he was able to see the light rays. Demoya, what is the answer for number 19? Demoya, drop asleep. Demoya, wake up.
Demoya.
No, looks like she's not there for real. All right, TC, take that question. TC not ready?
Light waves travel in a straight line.
All right, excellent. It shows that light waves travel in a straight line. Number 20.
What is like
Darian?
What is likely to happen if cardboard X is shifted? Sir, light rays will be blocked.
Okay, number 21.
real?
Just give me the answers so we can wrap up now. Number 21, absorb. Number 22.
Light and opaque
All right. Number 23.
decreases.
Number 24.
And container of water that dries out after the
The sun
All
all day.
right. Good. Number 25.
water cycle.
Number 26.
Evaporation.
All right. That's good. 27.
Convection currents.
Excellent. You remember we talked about this even today, no?
Yes, sir.
You guys remember? Heat
Yes, sir.
transfer and how heat travels through the various states of matter. I sent out a link in the WhatsApp group showing this last week. Okay. All right. Let's go 28. 28 answer is what?
Is
Deleted.
Okay, so that's C as in cat. 29,
expand.
expand. B as in boy. Number 30,
Radiation.
radiation. D as in dog. Option D. 31,
Iron.
iron. C as in cat. All right, we're turning over to 144. Let's go 32.
All of
All of the above.
All of the above. D as in dog. 33.
Pole.
Apple.
Apple.
A as in apple. 30.
Yes.
34 now.
Gravity pulls
Gravity pulls it down. That is C as in cat. 35.
30.
force.
B as in ball. 36.
Tap some man.
Talc is the softest mineral, while diamond is the hardest mineral. Okay. All right, number 36. C as in cat. Number 38.
Volcanic.
All right, that's good. Number 39.
So,
Soil erosion. Number 40. Carbohydrate deficiency. That person will be low on energy. All right. 41.
each right as I of rest.
All right. So that's C as in cat. 42.
Orange juice.
Orange juice. B as in boy. Number 43.
Influenza.
Influenza. Option A as in apple. 44.
Vitamin.
Vitamins. B as in boy. Number 45.
Kidney.
Kidneys. Your kidneys do most of the cleaning of the waste from your body. All right. Number 47.
No, sir, number 46.
Okay, miss one. 46.
Energy giving.
What in grade 3 we call those our G word. What we say? What type of food? Go food. Okay.
Yes.
Let's go to 47.
Weight and occupancy.
All right. Number 48.
Solidly.
Yes.
All right, I'll take that. 49.
In
Behind
front.
you.
In front of you. Okay.
7 colors.
Number 50. 7 colors. Number 51.
Orange.
All right. Number 52.
Condenses.
Condenses. Number 53.
Large bunches.
Large ones is in motion.
All right. Very good. Number 54.
100 degrees.
Degrees.
You know that I don't like this question though. Why? Tell me.
Sir, because it does not say pure water.
Excellent, TC. It does not say pure water. All right. So when you go to high school and you're doing science, they're going to be much more specific. They're going to say pure water boils at 100 degrees Celsius at sea level, and pure water freezes at 100 degrees at sea level. All right. All right. So let's go now. 55.
Opposite
Opposite.
Opposite. Okay. Number 56. Systems. Different organs working together. System. 57.
rock.
Rocks. 58.
Solar.
Solar panel.
Really? Which ones? I
Solar
I would have all of the above.
panel.
We can split atoms. We don't have a shortage of those. From our weather systems, we get wind, and we can constantly get that. And solar panels. So I will choose all of the above, right? We can double check this one afterwards. 59.
Insecticide.
Insecticide. And 60.
Polluting
Water.
Polluting water. All right. So we did much more than we planned for.
Yes, sir. I don't mind.
So we did that one. Let me go. I'm going back to the section on forces just to double check that answer.
So which question?
58.
Yes.
All right. Let's go back to page 49 now. 49.
energy sources.
It says energy sources. Let's look at this. Some examples, some other sources include weather systems, moons, atoms, biofuel, and waste.
All of them.
Next point, it says the only forms of energy that do not come directly from the sun are nuclear, tidal, geothermal, chemical, energy in the batteries, and hydroelectric energy. Some sources are known as renewable because they will not run out. For example, weather systems. All right.
Okay, the answer is all of the above.
I want to think it's all of the above. All right. All right, guys. We had a good session tonight.
There.
Almost 50 minutes. So please, when you have the time, now that you're finished with this book completely, make sure you move on to the unit, not the unit tests, the practice tests that are there. Complete as many of them as possible. If you have a problem, mark the question, come and talk with me, and we see if we can find an answer. All right? All right, guys.
Moving on to basic language skills in language arts.
I would want to shift to language arts and come task. All right?
Yes.
All right. But let's see what will happen for tomorrow. All right, guys. Have a good evening. Take care. See you guys tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.